I've been keeping something from you for a long, long time, dear viewers. Something that I am utterly ashamed of, and something that I shall hope never comes up again in a conversation ever. It is the most horrific thing from my past. Something I wish I could erase from my memory. And now, I wish to tell you guys, to share my darkest secret. I used to be a gachatuber. Don't worry, I grew out of it. Hello, beautiful ramblets! If you didn't catch on, the opening segment was sarcasm. However, I will say that I really don't like the fact that I used to make gacha videos. It was more about the videos and not the fact that I was a gachatuber though, so don't scream at me. Anyway, I have hardly touched gacha since Gacha Club came out. Wow, that was a while ago, my goodness. And as it turns out, the gacha community has continued on without me. I don't know how, but they're resilient little things. Seriously though, the last gacha video I ever worked on was a music video poking fun at Gacha Club only being available for Android users at the time, and everyone being mad about it. That was... wow, that was a little bit ago. This video is about to make me go through an identity crisis. Give me a minute. Okay, well, since I'm no longer a small iPad gacha kid instead of really cool epic animator, I have not thought of the community for a long while now. I have seen some things here and there about it, but that's really it. That was until Gacha Life freaking 2 came out! Oh, there's another one! Another one! It's a franchise! That's cool. Wait, I could use this! Ooh, epic segue, so cool. Wow, everyone comment epic segue, starting to boost my self-esteem. Oh my gosh. I decided to download Gacha Life 2 and create a character inside. See what I could do with all the new stuff that I was missing from my gacha experience and trying to create a decent looking character. This was more of a challenge than I thought it was gonna be. So upon opening the app, you are greeted with a terms and conditions, which I automatically agreed with because why wouldn't I? I'm just saying, there might be something wrong with the community if there's a terms and conditions that you need to sign on an app made for kids about making things age appropriate, but you know, whatever. It was so weird seeing all this stuff for the first time, and I spent a good 10 minutes figuring out where everything was and what the heck was happening. There's so many new things, and I was so confused throughout the entire thing. But luckily, I have had experience with gacha before, so I was able to figure things out on my own. Otherwise, I would have been screwed for life. Oh my gosh. There were so many new things that are added, and I swear to all I hold dear, you guys don't know how good you have it. I seriously started out with Gacha Studios, and I'm just saying, my goodness gracious great balls of fire. It is so insane seeing all these things and seeing how people can unleash their creativity more and more with this app. Oh my gosh, my goodness gracious. There's different head shapes that you can do, head shapes. Does this guy have his head in the clouds or what? All the new hairstyles are so cool. All the things you can do are so cool. Oh my gosh. I got so overwhelmed just seeing everything. I was like, I want to do this. I want to do this. No, I can't do this. I'm only doing one thing. And it was so overwhelming for someone who has not played gacha in a while. And I swear, even after this, I created this character. I've created more characters just because I like the feeling of creating a character and creating a character design for no reason other than fun. So I have definitely been playing around with the app more than just this one character, but seriously, my goodness. Have you seen that you can add tints to characters? I can make a character pink? So, okay, so after I got my bearings, I actually started trying to create the character afterwards, and I knew the direction I wanted to go. I wanted to create a female character because that's primarily what I have, and I didn't want to get out of my comfort zone. Thank you very much. And my entire plan was having this futuristic fantasy world, and so I made the character an elf. Now I am trying to develop this futuristic fantasy world I have in my head for like an upcoming project that you will not know about, so I just decided to plop her in here, even though she isn't important to the plot. I just like her. But basically she's just an elf girl in this future world, and I am trying my hardest not to sound awkward while talking. I don't know if you can tell, but this voiceover is very awkward for me, and I don't know why, so I apologize for that in any way possible. It's just trying to get my bearings, I guess. Anyway, also with this girl, I was basically messing around with all the hairstyles I could because I was so excited about it. I ended up having something very kind of generic with it, but I was completely happy with it. I was like, this is the best hairstyle I've ever created, because I might love designing characters, but I am so generic when it comes to hair, and you know what? It's not the best. But this character really pushed me out of my comfort zone with hair, and like, if you think about it, the hair does not make sense, but just don't think about it and it'll be fine. But it's still, and I made the hair pink. Don't know why. I was probably thinking about Once Upon a Broken Heart at the time, but I love it with all my heart and soul. I'm so close to dyeing my hair pink, guys. You don't even know. Problem is, my school doesn't allow it. My dad would kill me, my grandma would kill me, and my mom would kill me. So, can't do that yet. I also gave her gloves because guess what? She's a cyborg and she has a cyborg hand. I promise it's not the Lunar Chronicles. Cyborgs are accepted. She just puts gloves on so that her cyborg hands don't get in the way of her work, and her cyborg hands are also outdated models. So if she comes in contact with any piece of technology, it will kind of short circuit. And also she works a lot with water, so that's also a reason. I was spitballing making this character, I swear. I was like, she wears gloves because I want her to. She also has one eye that's basically not an eye at all. It's like a chip that she can help with like databases and stuff with it, but that's pretty much it. She has like this weird outfit that's actually her work clothes. I tried to make like a futuristic working outfit, but I don't think I did it exactly right, but I tried my hardest, and isn't that all that matters? No, it's not. I need to make it look good, but I did it, and I'm sorry about that. In my defense, I was still very overwhelmed by everything in this app. But I do apologize for it causing you any discomfort with how bad this character design is. But you know what? Whatever. Also, this character, I needed to come up with a name for her, and I decided on the name Trinity. Trinity means three, you know, like the Holy Trinity. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Our God is 3 in 1, guys. Isn't that cool? So Trinity is basically this 17-year-old girl, and she really isn't much in life. She kind of just walking through life like any other person. She isn't special. She doesn't have anything special about her. The only thing special about her is her cyborg parts, and those are actually pretty common these days due to workplace accidents. Her previous place of employment basically reduced her hands to sawdust, and she was shot in the eye by a criminal, which led her to her another... Why am I laughing at this? It basically led her to having to get a new eye. Again, why am I laughing? But basically, her next job of employment is a place that she actually likes working. She's basically a tour guide in an aquarium, and she's very happy about it. And the thing is that, like, when she was a tour guide, like, she got hired at 16 years old, and for some reason she decided to take it upon herself to start acting different on different tours and stuff. So, like, in one tour she would be this really shy and, like, nervous girl that was just like trying to show you around but also getting really flustered about it. And the next tour she would be like really bubbly and happy, and in another tour she would be like flirtatious or something, just to add to the experience of it, because she wanted to like make people believe that they were walking around with like a friend or something instead of a tour guide. And due to that, she basically forgot how to act like herself. She doesn't really know who she is anymore, which sounds really sad. Basically, she changes herself in every single circumstance. She reads the people around her very well. So if she meets someone who thinks would like someone more bubbly, she will turn her personality more bubbly, and vice versa for every other circumstance. She's gonna have a crisis about it, but she hasn't yet, so calm down. She basically has just lost herself in her job, and she doesn't know who she is anymore, and she's just playing to what everyone else wants her to be, and she feels so depressed about it. Like when she gets home, she doesn't know who she is, so she basically just lies on her cheap bed and stares at the ceiling until like she falls asleep that day. And that's her entire routine. Get up, go to work, be whoever everyone else wants you to be, go home, stare at the ceiling and question her life, and then sleep. And then rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. That's it. That's her life. Not to say that she isn't gonna escape. I don't know if she's gonna escape because she is an important character. But I do love her to death, I'm sure. Now, with the drawing, I basically wanted to have this concept of her in her more shy personality mood, where she is basically just like showing people around her aquarium. And I also wanted to try something a little bit with background and lighting. So basically I wanted to do this concept where she was standing in front of one of those windows looking into a pool of fish and stuff that you see at aquariums. And I will say this was kind of hard because I had no idea how to actually draw like glass. I know, how poetic of me. Oh, keep the applause going, please. And I really wanted to try the lighting with this because aquariums are usually very dark. I think I haven't been to one in a while. But basically I wanted to do like a little bit of lighting, and also I wanted to do the lighting from behind her to kind of represent a few things. You can find out what it's representing on your own, mostly because I hardly know what is being represented. And things in the drawing were actually kind of hard to do. Like coloring her hair for some reason was difficult for me because I decided to add two tones in her hair. So like one part was a lighter pink and then it faded to a darker pink and then went into a lighter pink again. And for some reason I just didn't think base color pink I had to be extra. So what I ended up doing was just drawing a line for the darker pink and Gaussian blurring it. And hey, if it works, it works, I guess. There were other things like those hands, don't look at them, they are awful. And also with the background, even though I was going to majorly blur it, I still wanted it to look good. So I added fishies, I added kelp, I added seaweed, and I had little bubbles on the fishies, and honestly it was kind of a lot of fun. I don't know why, but I made it super chaotic for myself for no reason. I honestly have no idea why, but it was really fun to do for some reason. And I really like how the background turned out. It was like really just fun to make. Also, I added backpack on Trinity as a last minute addition and then didn't add it in the artwork, so I was like, oh, I need to add that quickly, so I put it beside her. I don't know what she carries in that backpack, but it's probably like snacks. And I do love the lighting that I did on it. It's not the best lighting I've ever done, but it seriously just makes the drawing feel so much more, not beautiful, but more spiritual in a way for some reason. I don't know why I'm talking like that, but it makes me feel something, and maybe that feeling is pride and I'm going insane. I don't know. I hope you get what I'm saying. Otherwise, this is really awkward, and I'm sorry for being annoying. I don't know why, but I'm very annoying today, so I apologize. So, a little bit off the rails, but I was in the gacha community for a long time, and I have to tell you that it really is a fun place if you look in the right parts and try your hardest to ignore all the drama, which is hard to do. I won't pretend it's not. And also, I mean, there's also the entire thing of like, if you avoid the drama and ignore it, then you're supporting every blah 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 blah. And it's kind of just, That being said, it is a really toxic place full of toxic trends and toxic people, and a lot of people want to preach that everyone should just ignore them and it will make it go away. Besides, it's impossible to ignore them. All you can really do is spread awareness and try to make truly positive and good original content. Try to be a shining light on the community you are in. People always say that every community has toxic part, and while that is true, it doesn't make the criticism of the community any less valid. I don't want people ignoring bad parts and acting like everything is fine, because ultimately, just because you're ignoring it doesn't mean everyone else is. I want you to strive to make your community better. I want you to be critical of things even when you love it, because that's how you know you love it. And that's just my 2 cents with that, and they're probably worth nothing. And also, by the way, if you're that person that is like, gacha kids are disgusting, or OMG gacha, opinion invalid, or something like that, respectfully, don't. I get it. Gacha is cringe. Gacha is stupid. Blah, blah, blah. You can say all you want. But at the end of the day, if you are getting mad at children for creating stories and showing their creativity that is being bashed in society in every possible circumstance, that sounds like a you problem. At the end of the day, kids are being creative, and I don't understand why you are being so offended by that. Just because they are doing what normal kids do. In my opinion, it is irresponsible to shove down a kid's throat that they are somehow doing terrible acts just for trying to show creativity, and you are being as bad as schools trying to shove any creative thinking away. You are being as bad as parents who are like, no, you have to stop thinking this way. You are just as bad as people just wanting to rid creativity altogether. Creativity is a God-given thing that humans have used every single day of their lives, and even though some creative things are cringe, that doesn't make them bad. All I'm saying is that kids should be allowed to be creative and create their own stories and come up with their own characters and come up with their own ideas for everything, because I want kids to be creative. I want kids to show off their imagination. I want that to happen because creativity is the thing that really keeps the world afloat. Wanna know why? Creativity is the reason we have basically everything that we love in our lives. And I am tired of shoving the idea that kids should not be allowed to be creative, because if I did not have my creativity as a kid, I would probably just be dead at this point in my life. I don't get why you are so offended at a kid for just being a kid, because I feel like if you don't like it, then just move on with your lives and not have this simmering, boiling rage inside you over some person on the internet that you dislike the thing that they like. And I feel like that is right for everything, not just gacha. Let kids have a childhood, let them have creativity, because who else is gonna let them have it? School? Yeah, right. They aren't hurting anyone, and while they may be cringe, let them be. Kids should be allowed to be cringy and childish because they are children. You want to know why there's so many 10-year-olds in Sephora and trying to grow up so fast? Because we keep spreading the idea that it's terrible to be cringe or childlike. Unless they are harming people or doing something they shouldn't be doing, why are you mad? With how many people screaming that creativity is dying, you would think it would be a good thing that kids are exploring their creativity and sharing stories. They'll grow up eventually, and it's not your place to try and make them. As much as I hate the stories I created when I was a gachatuber, I am happy that I made them. I let my creativity flow, and I feel so amazing to bring my own stories to life. I cringe now, but when I was little, I was having fun. And it's strange to say when I was little, even though to me it doesn't feel like that long ago. Even though it was when I was 12, and now I'm 17. That's like half a decade. Oh my gosh. I I'm happy that I had the childhood I did. I'm happy I was able to be creative without being discouraged. And I'm happy that I didn't wish to grow up so fast, because being a child is a once-in-a-lifetime thing and everyone should be able to enjoy it. Please go out and be happy and at your age. Do something that you enjoy, no matter how old you are. Even you, the 30-year-olds that sometimes watch me apparently, God bless you guys, and go do something that makes you happy right now. Do it! I told you to. So go out and do it. Bye!